This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
All the leaves are brown.
All the leaves are brown.
And the sky is smoky.
And the sky is smoky.
We're gonna make some picks.
Gonna make some picks.
Some of which are hokey.
Some of which are hokey.
Some films got pushed back.
Some films got pushed back.
Some bad bombs were made.
Some bad bombs were made.
Autumn movie preview.
Autumn movie preview on Baconsale today.
Wow, that was good.
We lost it at the end.
We built up to nothing. And also
Today-
we went
there we go.
a little too long on the music there. Sorry.
That's all good.
I should have timed that better, guys.
It was so fun.
But welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Zach.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last show, our Grim Outlook show.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Because
It's a TV show Grim.
Yeah, yeah.
See why it's funny.
NBC's Grim.
Yes, thank you, Jessica Terry, for joining us.
Yeah, it was fun.
And sharing your fandom with our listener.
A fandom which many people share.
Yeah, she wasn't
Question
alone.
mark?
A lot of people were pretty jazzed on this episode.
Yeah.
We had some really good comments, including very simply from Jonathan Vaskar, who said Grimm is one of the greatest series of all time.
What?
What? That's great.
That's a lot of hyperbole.
Yeah. Then Tehoa says, I like this episode. I won't be watching the TV show. Too scary for me. However, I did like learning about it. There we go.
That's what
You
we
learned
do.
a lot of a foreign language, that's for sure.
Well, she
She
does go on to say Zach's pronunciation of the many Vesson is worth multiple listens. That's great stuff right there. Nicole D. Hale also says, I bet if you put all of Zach's German words in reverse, you'd get Megadeth's recipe for coleslaw.
Oh, delicious.
Right. And then finally, Shannon West says, we love Grimm! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Nice.
We've watched the series twice all the way through. I miss
What?
it. Original TV is hard to come by anymore.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
It's true.
That was destination TV time back in the day.
Did you say Shannon?
Sure did.
Did you say Shannon West?
Shannon West.
Shannon West is a new patron of Baconsale.
Hey,
Shannon West is an I Am the Listener patron.
And just in
Wow.
case you can't see that, but we all raised our hands.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
It was great.
So she gets merch from our store at tpublic.com/baconsale. She also gets to request a show topic and possibly even join us for that episode.
fun.
And we also had an upgrade by a patron.
Nice.
Jake Hunter went from a tier 2 to a tier 1 patron.
Well, because he is tier 1.
You're all tier 1 to
obviously.
us, patrons,
Yes.
but thank
Thanks,
you.
Jake.
And he now gets a t-shirt and access to uncut episodes of Baconsale and behind the bacon posts where you get to see kind of how we do things in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Random conversations we have and whatnot.
I don't know if this is incriminating, but remember, if you do sign up for a different Patreon tier or just sign up for Patreon in general, you instantly get access to everything we've ever posted.
Yes.
All,
So
all, those
all the
unlocked.
old Bacon bits, which are more timely but very goofy, or the video
wallpapers.
content, wallpapers,
Behind the
anything
bacon.
that's been
Yeah.
posted.
For less than one chicken, for the less than the price of one chicken sandwich per month.
Hold on for
So you just don't
dear
buy one chicken sandwich each month, and you can afford
Hold on for
access
dear
to all the
life.
Bacon bits because it's on a $3 tier. You get access to all those extra episodes of Bacon bits.
Love it.
More chicken
One of
sandwiches
which
are
was just
coming out.
recorded without power.
Yeah.
The worst one yet.
We went full Scream Queen with that one.
We did, yes. But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Zach?
We are talking about something that may or may not exist, which happens a lot on Baconsale. We're talking about autumn movies and previewing them.
Autumn movies sounds like a real
not
boring
autumn movies.
thing.
Movies that are coming out in the fall.
Don't make this like the winter show.
Well, it's fall winter because the thing is, autumn movie previews sound much better in the song than end of year movie
maybe
preview.
that's why it's in my brain.
Yeah, but
This is our fall movie preview.
Yeah, this is we're looking ahead through the end of the year to see what movies may come out.
Question mark?
Yeah, we have no idea.
We don't know because, as we're about to talk about, we discussed some of these back on our summer movie preview at the beginning of the season, summer season.
It's a real bummer. We talk about these movies and we're like, cool, I hope to see this in a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then I can put this behind me and look forward to the next one. Now it's like, and then when it gets delayed 4 months, or if it's James Bond, it comes out in 2027.
Yes.
We have no idea. So there will be some repetition here. But
That's what happened.
Baconsale. Yeah.
No, you look back at a couple fall, was it spring or fall? I can't remember which one. We did a movie preview and stuff got killed because of the pandemic. And then we did another one, and we did another one, and we keep repeating some things because they keep getting pushed back. So, for example, back in the early stages of 2021, I said I wanted to avoid, or I wanted it to flop. I said F9 was one of my ones I said, and I did avoid it.
It was released, though.
It was released on June 25th, and it has made $704 million so far at the box office.
That's
so
nuts.
it didn't flop, which is okay because I
This
also
year it
said
made that much money?
I said it was going to be the biggest box office of the summer, and it was. So props to me.
Because we're
also-
officially declaring summer over.
Are you patting yourself on the back again?
Yes.
Good job, Joel.
Well, this is disappointing.
I said I wanted to avoid, or I wanted to flop. I'll just say that He's All That, which was released on Netflix on August 27th.
Yeah.
It's not getting good reviews. So box office is going to be.
We
the indicator
knew
here.
it wouldn't. We saw the
It
trailer.
looks so bad.
Yeah.
I said Little Mermaid, which
I think you made up Little Mermaid. You said
No.
that this movie would come out, and I think they're filming it now.
no, they just completed filming.
Okay.
They completed filming on July 11th, 2021. And when I said this, we were all kind of like, "There's no way that's going to come out then."
Right.
No way. And sure enough, it did get pushed back, and no new release date has been announced. I said Cruella, wanted to flop.
Yep.
And I saw it.
Did it?
Yeah. I mean, you could say it made $224 million against the budget of $200 million.
But they don't release their
But it was
premium
also
access
released.
numbers.
It just barely got released on regular Disney.
yeah,
You can
but it
watch
was
now.
it was the $30 premium access Disney Plus for
How
what?
much money
Wow.
they spent on songs alone in that
gosh.
movie. But it
Yeah.
is greenlit for a sequel.
Yes.
So it did
Oh,
fine.
no. That's disgusting.
well
You know,
enough.
I said the same thing. I didn't want Cruella to
Yeah.
do well. And, we saw it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But
Well, and then my last one for flopping was Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Speaking of flopping,
I have still avoided that one. Thank you. But it was released and it made $151 million against a budget of $150 million. So $1 more so far.
and what do you think? Maybe 6 subscribers to HBO Max
yeah,
for
because of that movie.
But the problem was that one did, because that movie was being advertised so heavily, my son learned that it existed and wanted to watch it. And I promptly beat him and then told him no. And then,
For Space Jam.
yes.
Doesn't sound like you.
Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Sure.
But then he actually ended up watching the original Space Jam because then I said, well, you can't watch the original one. Can we watch the original one? No. And then he ended up watching it on his own, and now he wants to watch the new one.
Like he
So-
broke the rules and watched it.
Well,
Dad's not
his
here.
cousin was watching it, and so he watched it too.
Down to the basement with 2 remotes in hands.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my dad's coming.
But it does have a 26% Rotten Tomatoes, so
Okay.
not doing
Okay.
What were your
yeah,
flops?
similar to you. Like I didn't want Cruella to do well. Hotel Transylvania hasn't even come out. America, the motion picture,
Yes.
was released on Netflix. I haven't even bothered, but I will be watching it for Kentmas.
No one's talking about it.
That's the really crass animated American Avengers movie. Revolutionary War American Avengers.
Yeah.
Is that a weird pitch? But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I do not want to watch it. The Suicide Squad, I said I wanted to bomb. Saw the movie, and over time, I'm liking it less and less, but I did laugh a lot. And
yeah.
it is bombed so hard.
it makes a good impression.
Was
but
it
doesn't stay with you?
But it wasn't theater only. It was also released on HBO Max.
Yeah, so
Yes.
really anything that's released HBO Max, which is, well, a $15 monthly subscription, but free day one, right? And so HBO, Warner Brothers, that whole company, they're losing money, I believe, based on the fact that they're not releasing numbers and the movies are just free. So everyone's staying home and watching these movies. So that movie made $28 million in opening weekend and has dropped crazy since then.
That's the weird thing, though, is like when you release something on streaming, in addition to theaters, it's hard to say if it was a
Well, it's
success box
mysterious.
office or not.
They know the numbers, but they often don't release them.
Yeah.
And if
But-
they do release them, they might be lying.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Space Jam: New Legacy. I just didn't care. And I saw the movie and it was bleh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can't want to say the ones you wanted to see.
Okay.
back in the summer movie
Slow
preview.
down. For a lot of these movies, it wasn't like, I need to see this movie. It's
No,
like,
you said it exactly
stop
like
it,
that.
Stop it. I
I
said,
needed to see this movie.
I said, I'm very curious to see what they do with this movie because I'm giving
the
that
category
disclaimer.
is called "Want to See."
I'm giving the disclaimer because my 5th most anticipated movie of the summer was Spiral from the Book of Saw.
You wanted to see that one
I
with
did.
the deepest desire
Out
of your
of
heart.
curiosity.
It's
more,
like
right?
Saw 9
Did
at
it
this point.
release?
Yeah, so it came out in theaters only.
Really?
And then it went to Redbox like 2 weeks
I heard
later.
nothing about this.
Yeah.
This was like Chris Rock starring in a dramatic role.
Well, I
Yeah.
also wouldn't. Those always came out in October.
Well, yeah, they do. And it was every year as well.
Yeah.
So they
For a
took
while,
a
yeah.
couple years off because the series had reasonably died. And so Chris Rock is like, oh, I want to be part of the new one. And wow, it should have stayed dead. This is one of the worst movies of the year. I absolutely
saw it?
hated it. Yeah. And I can watch Saw movies and go, oh, yeah, I get it. Like, it's a formula. But it's diminishing returns with every Saw movie. And this is
Even
easily
worse
the
than that.
worst.
Oh, my gosh.
Easily the worst. The dialogue is laughable. And then Those Who Wish Me Dead. This was a free movie on HBO Max. This is Angelina Jolie in the Forest Fire one.
Yeah.
And it was fine. Like, I was just like, oh, that's
Wait, what was the one with Bill Murray and Adam Driver? The zombie movie?
Oh, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, what was that called?
I also hated that one.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Because when you said Those That Wish Me Dead, I honestly thought it was that one for a split second.
Yeah. But
So-
yeah, the Angelina Jolie Fire one, it's skippable. Really, there's nothing there.
The Dead Don't Die.
Okay. My 3rd most anticipated was Old, and Old was an experience that I will never forget.
Why
I'm
is
going to leave it there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm so conflicted on that movie.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm still not.
It's like the dumbest, but kind of endearing.
Right?
Yeah,
There's something to it.
Yeah.
Joel didn't get it.
No.
it's like a dog that is on a little scooter because it's missing a leg, and so it's trailing its body around.
Why?
It's like you're not very good
I
at
love it.
You remember when it used to be like a German Shepherd, like a majestic
Yeah,
husky
M. Night
or something like
Shyamalan
that?
used to be a German Shepherd.
Yes.
You're not very good at being a dog, but I still like you.
Second most anticipated was Green Knight, and I really enjoyed Green Knight.
That's really
and
good.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to save my number one most anticipated for what you're going to agree with, Joel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to see Samaritan, the superhero movie starring Sylvester Stallone. That got pushed back to August of 2022.
Okay.
So still haven't seen that one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Old. I saw that one.
You kind of liked it, right?
I didn't like it.
Did you run away from that puppy with the wheels?
You seem
almost
to like
like
it less than even when we saw it.
I thought it would grow on me. Like you guys said, you want to think about it, but no. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, that makes no sense.
Oh, it's
So-
laughably dumb.
It's still 2.5 stars for me, which is just, under.
I think I gave it an 8. I stay there.
M. Night Shyamalan hurt me again, is really what happened here. Because I was like hopeful. And
You got to
then,
let it go, man.
You got bit.
it made $84 million, though, against a budget of $18 million. So
That's good.
Wow.
It did
Old
okay.
2 coming soon.
It's going to be called Older.
Older.
Yeah. And then I wanted to see the Beatles Get Back. Nope. That got pushed back
Peter Jackson,
as
right?
well. But that's going actually to be a 3-part documentary series on Disney+. It's going to release on, it's November 25th, 26th, and 27th of November.
Is this Peter Jackson?
Yes. Peter Jackson's
hold on.
documentary.
You're telling me he made it 3 parts?
3 parts.
Is there going to be a lot of unnecessary CGI?
2 hours each,
He
probably.
actually made up a lot of stuff in the Beatles' history.
Each
Yeah.
episode is 2 hours. This is like 3 movies.
No, that's
3
good.
Beatles
Well,
movies.
that's good because there's different phases of their career. I think
Yeah.
that'll be great.
Skip the
but
last
this
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, and then I wanted to see
The most anticipated movie of the summer was...
Wait.
Okay.
A Quiet Place Part 2 was on my
Oh,
list.
yeah.
Really like that one, and it's made $296 million against a budget of $60 million. So
Cool.
did well.
And that
then
was that was kind of the let's try this again movie.
And then Kent and I's both number one most wanted to see
Hang our heads in shame.
was Army of the Dead.
So
Oh,
this
no.
is Zack Snyder's big Netflix tentpole, which is truly a tentpole at this point because they're now releasing a Army of Thieves movie about
Yes,
the Safecracker,
a prequel,
and
Army of
probably a
Thieves.
sequel to this movie, probably a prequel.
Yeah, so Army of Thieves and an anime series called Army of the Dead Lost Vegas.
Yeah.
That's scheduled to be released on Netflix, and then they're talking about a sequel as well, which I feel like Army of the Dead and the Suicide Squad are examples of the new norm
Director
of letting
gluttony?
directors doing what they want, and I feel like that's neither one has been great.
So you're
Right.
saying everybody complaining about studio oversight is just trying to
Joel's
find something
all about
to yell at.
balance in oversight. I don't like oversight, but at the same time, with both of those movies, I do agree.
A lot of the time, I bet you,
I think a
guarantee.
creative team is needed.
Yes, more often than not, producer and studio changes are for the better. I
disagree.
guarantee it.
I disagree.
I would agree with Zach on this.
But in those two movies,
Baconsale approved studio.
No,
cinematic
no,
interference is
no.
mostly
Yeah,
good.
studio interference.
There you go.
Yeah.
Snyder Cut better than the Justice League?
No.
Oh,
Get
I
off
lied.
the show.
I lied.
Get off
Baconsale
the
just
show.
ended
Justice League.
right then.
I hate it so
Wow.
much. Justice League is horrible.
But no, I feel like though this is the untethered wildness of a director who goes in excess in violence, in nudity,
Right.
in language, in story. Like they're just kind of going crazy, and it's like a kite.
I call it the George Lucas effect, but without all the nudity.
Okay.
Is there were yes men everywhere.
yes,
And
Yeah.
that's wrong.
Yeah. And to me, the studio with the director, it's the kite, where you need the resistance of the string in order to make the kite fly right.
I get it.
Otherwise, it's going to
A
fly up in the
little bit of
wind.
tugging.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to be on the ground. Because the studio wants to pull it down and ground it. The director's up in the clouds. You need that tension. And I feel like that push and pull is what makes a movie good.
There has to be restraint,
Yes.
a la Jaws, right? Jaws is what it is because of the restraint of not being able to use
Precisely.
the shark.
Right. We can barely see
that
him.
concept, right? When you show restraint, it forces you to be creative.
Yes.
Which is why Star Wars pre-special edition is more creative.
Yeah.
Because there was restraint. They had to literally invent things to make that movie.
So considering I had a Saw movie, a weird scooter dog, M. Night Shyamalan movie,
Horror.
and Army of the Dead,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do better with my most anticipated this time
You
around.
can't do better than the scooter dog.
Yeah. And most of mine
Scooter dog.
Most of mine got pushed back. But I'm happy with Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah, so that was not a nice surprise. It's just
I got to be honest. That one totally left my mind.
Yeah?
I have completely forgotten that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny. I think about it pretty regularly.
I liked it.
Mostly because I tell my
I didn't
kids
love
to
it.
shut up.
The first...
Apparently I'm being abusive this time.
You actually love your kids.
I do. I love them very much. I'd never hit
Some
them.
of them.
So now we're going to get into the rest of the year. Now, believe it or not, these movies may actually come out before the end of the year.
Or not.
Could we maybe give a personal percentage of what chance we think we'll actually see it this year?
Do we have to be mathematic or can we be like meteorologists?
Meteorologists.
Where it's just like, 20% chance of rain.
Wait, but does 20% chance of rain means the movie will show somewhere, but not 20% chance?
I think
of
we're
it
saying,
being seen?
what are the chances of being
chances?
released?
That really
up to 100%?
confuses me. The weather system, I don't like it.
20% just means more than 10%.
No, I heard that 10% of the people in the area will experience the rain.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't know this?
I thought it was the chance of rain.
No. 10% of the geographic area will have rain.
Save it for our weather show.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm kind of floored by this
It's a
right
shocker.
now.
No, yeah, you were this year's old.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is a little weird.
Okay, so Zach,
Yeah. I would like you to start from the bottom. Now we're here.
Nice.
So let's go from your bottom 5, starting with your 5th. So this is going to be the one that you least want to be the worst.
once
That's
again,
confusing.
It is confusing.
this feels mean because either there's not a lot of movies to choose from, I think, at the end of this year,
Right.
or it feels mean to like root against a movie.
Well,
Because movies are
we don't know if
few and
movies-
far between.
We don't know if these movies are actually going to be released by the end of the year. We had one, Top Gun Maverick. It was
Yes.
supposed to be released. It was already pushed from last year, and it was supposed to be released this year, and they just pushed it to next year. Like, as we were doing the research for this show.
Crazy.
So,
That's a really good trailer that I've seen several times.
yeah.
It's a good trailer.
I don't like the trailer.
It's fine.
It makes me believe they're going to do terrible things to a movie I love.
It looks cool, and
Joel-
Tom Cruise doesn't fail.
It's
Apparently,
a terrible,
he hasn't been in a combat mission since the events of the original movie. What?
It's a terrible movie.
What?
I don't like Top Gun at all.
Okay, calm down, little baby cakes.
Okay, but like, why don't have
You,
fun,
you
also-
cannot judge movies before you were born.
have fun at your beach volleyball game?
What's going on for hot takes right now?
It's not good.
Boy. Top
It's
Gun
got cool
is
scenes.
good.
I'll take Independence
It's
Day
a
over Top
darn
Gun.
good recruitment video. All right, Cam, why don't you go first on your number 5, Want to Flop?
All right, Eternals.
Whoa,
Marvel's Eternals.
Ken, why do you want Marvel? You want everything Marvel to flop. Why specifically is your Venom? Wait, do you have another Marvel item on your list of flop?
I am not going to say.
No, you do. Why? Why is this one getting your vitriol?
This is one I just don't care about. We talked on the Bacon
So
Bit.
therefore, you want it to flop?
We talked on the Bacon Bit how Shang-Chi was actually surprisingly good. I think it's a good installment in Phase 4. I've been very disappointed in Phase 4, especially with the TV shows. But now we have a movie, which I think there is a 60% chance of this being moved to early next year.
Okay. Wait, no. We're not doing being moved. Percent of
Oh, so this is-
percent.
okay.
What are the
40%
chances? What are the chances it's going to be released?
100 minus 60 equals 40.
Very good. This is a 40% chance this will be released.
It will be released this year because industry insiders have said that they will push this one if Shang-Chi fails at the box office.
Which
Shang-Chi is only going to the box office.
it'll do fine if we
big screens.
Our
but not
bacon
to
bit
Disney
about
Plus.
it. If we did a bacon about it, everyone knows about
It's
it.
a pretty
now.
big deal.
Yeah.
Even though the movie's not being promoted
Yeah,
whatsoever.
our listener will buy a lot of tickets.
Yes. But this one, from the trailer, it takes itself way too seriously. Let me give the synopsis real quick.
Please do.
The saga of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and shaped its history and civilizations. What?
Even though they never interfered, according to the trailer.
Well, there wasn't room enough to interfere, even though, half the universe got wiped out.
I hate
it's not
this.
time
We
yet.
were there the
But guess
whole
what?
time.
Now there's like lizards coming to Earth, and that's pretty creepy.
I just like that the funny guy got buff again.
Come on, Jenny, yeah.
So this one is meant to come out November 5th. I do not think it will happen. It's
thought you said it was
directed
meant to come out.
directed and co-written by Chloe Zhao, who did Nomadland, which won the Oscar. She's a Best Director,
Which
Best Picture
seems
Director.
it's so weird that she went from indie film director to Academy Award winner to director of a Marvel movie.
Cash.
I know. No, I'm not saying it's a downside. I'm saying she went from zero to hero, basically.
Yeah.
Where it's like no one knew her name, and now she's everywhere.
I think she is a good director, but I do not think this movie will do all that well because more than really any other Marvel movie, it just doesn't have like the energy, at least from the trailer I've seen, to make anyone care. I mean, it does have Robb Stark and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Well, and Angelina Jolie still has yet to be in a good movie.
Ever?
A good live action movie. Name one really good Angelina Jolie movie.
Girl Interrupted.
No Bone Collector? No.
I did a whole
I
post
like
about this
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
way back in the day on my blog. That's the thing. I did a whole big post about the San Francisco Angelina Jolie show, but I did a whole post about how she's not famous because of any movie she did, because all her movies are meh or less.
Right.
But it's because of her personality outside the movies why she's famous.
Well, how did you guys feel about the trailer?
Meh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I shouldn't say meh. I was annoyed when they're like, we've been here the whole time and we've never interfered.
And they
I'm like,
over-explain it.
well, I just went, why? Why haven't you interfered? There's been a lot of bad things that happened. Why not?
Yeah. So
I'm not looking forward to another group. I don't,
Right.
there's only one group of Marvel superheroes
I
I
am
want to
group?
see, and it's X-Men. I don't need another group.
do you want to see Marvel's X-Men?
No,
about
no, I
Fantastic
saw
Four?
them. X2, and then they never made another movie.
So Chloe Zhao actually cites The Revenant as an influence on the film's action sequences. So there will be a few bears in this movie, probably. And here's the thing. This is one of these movies where super producer Kevin Feige says the notion of switching up the genders, sexualities, and ethnicities of the characters from the comics was part of what made us really advocate for us to move Eternals to the top of the list to start working on.
So it's no longer about story.
This is an agenda movie. Which is fine. No one really knows the characters, so I think it's fine to kind of switch genders and
I don't
do
know the
whatever you
characters
want
at
with
all.
them.
No, it doesn't matter.
That's fine because then they'll be commonplace and we will know them from their movie counterparts.
It would make sense to me if they were like stationed in different places and so they were
But
all these different.
I think Phase 4 Marvel's like, hey, look, we made our money. Let's be adventurous. Okay, Black Widow movie finally. Shang-Chi finally. Eternals finally. This is when they're pandering.
Okay.
This is the pandering phase. And look, the movie might be fine, but it takes itself way too seriously. So number 5 on least anticipated.
How about you, Joel?
they're
Number
gonna have
5.
comic relief. They'll have a little bit of comic relief. My number 5, I want to flop, is Dune.
What?
Because I think it'd be funny if it flopped.
Who are you?
Can I just picture this?
It will be a financial failure.
Just listen to this because they had Dune.
Like you're spitting acid in my face.
But Dune came out way back in 1980.
Yeah, David Lynch's
something like
Dune, 1980.
Yeah, it was 80. And it was a mess. And it's ridiculous. And it's stupid. And everyone went, no, they did it wrong. If only they got it right. This would be an amazing movie that everyone would love.
The book is an epic.
And so they prop it up. And they put Denis Villeneuve as the director, who did Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Prisoners. Yeah. Sicario. I have to mention that for my brother. And it stars Timothy Chalamet,
Bless you.
Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Zendaya,
Smith.
Jason Momoa, and Javier Bardem. And they have been
What a cast.
propping this up as like, this is going to be the sci-fi movie to end all sci-fi movies.
Well, look, it was meant to come out last year.
yes.
It's going to be Blade Runner 2049. It's going to
which
be
I
good.
liked.
It's going to have a cult following. It's going to make no money.
They've already announced Dune Part 2.
Really?
And it was that hubris right there that I went,
It's just that they didn't
what if
finish
it
it.
flopped?
Don't laugh. That's mean.
What if it flopped?
You're a movie bully.
I'm not a movie bully.
You are.
I just feel like people for the longest time have been like, oh, Dune, if only. And I'm like, what if it gets the second shot and it's still not good?
Think about your favorite book that maybe it was done a disservice to for the
Charlotte's
past
Web.
40 years. No, because that is a classic, sir.
That is.
And then finally, you get a cast and a crew that working on a project you love that could be amazing. And even if 10 people see this movie, what if it's amazing?
I'm fine if it is, but I just think it would be funny if this one flopped, which is why it's my number 5.
Joel,
Because I don't
percentage.
really, really, really want it to flop, but I'm like,
What's your percentage that it comes out?
I give it probably, this is a 50-50.
Really?
I think,
90% chance this comes out.
I think this
Yeah?
is 90 to 100.
they're already screening it for critics.
oh.
And so it's
That's
almost
insider
there.
trading information, you
Oh,
cheater.
can I not say insider trading?
Well, now all of a sudden my percentage is out the window. Fine, I say 90%. Kent got 50-50.
we're going to jail.
Yeah. So Dune, if you're good, that's great. If not,
That's so mean.
Joel, how about your number 4?
my number 4 comes out November 5th, and it's directed by Pablo Larraín, which you guys obviously know Pablo Larraín, right?
See.
No, and it's the movie Spencer.
Oh, about
Now-
Diana Spencer.
Exactly. Here's the plot summary. During
Princess Diana?
Yes.
Okay.
During her Christmas holidays with the royal family at the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, England, Diana decides to leave her marriage to Prince Charles.
Did you see the trailer?
I don't know why I came halfway through like a weird British accent there,
For some reason, I cry racism.
No, they're white. It's fine.
but it stars Kristen Stewart as Princess Diana.
Have you seen the trailer, though?
Yes.
She looks pretty good.
No.
Yeah, hot take. She looks pretty good.
Anytime Kristen Stewart tries to emote, it's not a good thing.
But what if she doesn't do any of this?
Best role, her best role, Kent, is in Zathura when she was frozen for 80% of the movie.
That's mean.
I don't.
You're a movie bully.
I'm not a movie bully, but I feel like this one is one where the story has been told on so many, like, I don't want to say Lifetime original, but that type of thing where it's these dramatized versions of Princess Diana.
This is very artistic.
Yeah.
This story, like The Crown, is loved by so many people.
Yeah.
But this is meant to be kind of the inner sadness of Diana.
Well, and I watched The Queen, the movie that was coming from the royal family's perspective of Princess Diana's death, and it was actually pretty compelling. Seeing that setup, I'm like, I had no idea. I just feel like other people have done the story already, and Kristen Stewart is not going to do it better.
I think she's miscast, but I think she may
Completely
be
miscast.
nominated for an Academy Award for
I
this
think
role.
she may as well,
Yeah.
which is
Can
ridiculous.
we cut out the I played a real person, give me a nomination
Yeah.
thing?
No,
No,
It's a good
because
impression.
the Academy likes that. It is
do.
required by law. They must.
Garbage.
And it's such a beloved person.
Every
as well.
biopic they must give an award
Create a
to.
new character, why don't you? What's your percentage that you think this is going to come out?
On November 5th, I think this is a 75% chance it's going to come out because no one cares about it. No one's going to see it. They're just going to release it.
Do I get to comment on your percentages?
Sure.
100% this comes out. They're not looking to make money. They're looking to win awards. And
I'm
this
saying
will be an awards
75% because
season.
what happens if something happens to the royal family and then this is like bad press and they have to push it back?
Yeah, maybe. You've made
Insider
convincing
trading.
argument. Wait, is Joel did he just threaten the royal family?
No.
He is the royal
I'm
family.
just saying Prince Charles is on an age, as is the Queen.
Yeah, what if the Queen passes and they can't release it?
That's
Harry
what I'm
does
saying.
Another interview.
So we'll see. So there you go. Spencer, which also,
Terrible title.
it's a terrible title. You see Spencer, you think like Spencer for Hire. Remember that show? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
But I thought like when I said Spencer, you guys both kind of went Spencer.
Spencer.
It's because it's not a great title. So there you go.
All right, Kent, what is your number 4?
All right, my number 4 also takes place in a castle, and I've mentioned it last summer or this past summer. It's Hotel Transylvania, Transformania.
Welcome to the Hotel Transylvania.
Drax Pack is back, like you've never seen them before in the final chapter of Hotel Transylvania.
Which we had a whole conversation about this. How it's not even Drax Pack is back.
Yes, starring not Adam Sandler and not Kevin James. And
Kevin James didn't come
yeah,
back.
Yeah, because once Sandler goes, Kevin James is out.
But David Spade's
No,
still
Kevin
there.
James is kind of cool now. He makes really cool YouTube videos.
His YouTube channel's so good.
And he's in a movie called Becky, which is really cool and violent. It came out last year.
Really cool and violent.
Team Kevin James.
Have you seen any of this?
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, I did.
You just said that.
The sound guy videos are like the stuff of YouTube legend.
I feel like I don't know if he's still on a CBS sitcom, but post CBS, he's a better man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've talked enough about this. This is one of those things, if you've seen the trailer, Andy Samberg's character wants to be a monster, so he gets injected with something, becomes a monster, but that turns all the other monsters that have been around for hundreds of years into humans, and that's the joke. So,
Yeah.
Percentage?
oh, that this comes out?
Yes.
It's got to.
Does it?
Is it an October release?
This is October 1st.
They're totally doing this because this is going to be the family draw to
But
the
I mean,
Halloween
look
season.
at Minions. Minions has been pushed back 3 years at this point.
But it's not seasonal. You put a Hotel Transylvania
Okay.
in October, parents will take their kids.
I'm going to give this one an 87% that it's being released based on insider trading with Adam Sandler, who is trying to sabotage this film.
This is much like the actual weather where one has to be convinced for their rating.
Yeah.
Kent, what's your number 3?
Blazing Samurai.
Oh. What?
Yeah. What
Is that
indeed?
the sequel to Blazing Saddles?
Yes.
Is Mel Brooks... What?
What?
An action-packed animated comedy for all the family, inspired by Mel Brooks' timeless classic Blazing Saddles.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Hank, a lovable dog with a head full of dreams about becoming a samurai, sets off in search of destiny.
Did you say dog?
Dog.
How
A dog
in the
becoming a
world
samurai?
is this connected to the
I'm gonna
impossible
tell you
to
how.
make nowadays?
I'm going to tell you how. It's elderly abuse. Someone got Mel Brooks to be an executive producer on this movie, and he is a voice in the movie. Has nothing to do with the script.
He's a
at
voice
all.
in Hotel Transylvania, too. I think I see a pattern here.
Yeah, I think it's elderly abuse.
Voice acting.
Mel Brooks is a comic genius for film history, right? Give or take, if you love him or not, he has been very influential. And Blazing Saddles was one of these movies that could never be released now.
No.
So for some reason, they're like, hey, that IP would be really good for children?
Are they just taking the basic story and just making it a children's
Kind of. So there's like there's a
it looks
sheriff.
like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it looks like Kung Fu Panda.
How do dogs hold swords? They have paws.
It's a town full of cats.
Anthropomorphic dog.
Look at the poster. Can you see the poster?
Oh, yeah, okay.
The poster has a cat wearing a sumo diaper.
Yeah.
And
Is
it
that the official term,
says
sumo diaper?
Sumo diaper, and it says prepare to crack up. A little bit more about the synopsis. This Japanese-inspired animated comedy teaches kids and adults alike that embracing diversity is what truly makes you a hero.
Oh,
That sounds just like Blazing Saddles.
that's exactly. It was all about.
So it's the yeah
Guys, it gets better. The voice cast: Samuel L. Jackson, Michelle Yeoh, Digimon Hansu,
cool.
Mel Brooks,
Cool.
Michael Cera.
Cool.
Really, you're saying cool for all
Not
these?
at all.
And Ricky Gervais.
I'm fine with
I'd
that.
rather be dead. I'd rather be dead than see Blazing Samurai. It feels like a disgrace to everything. And what is there with the Blazing IP? Why is that a thing?
It's a trilogy. They're working on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the next.
They're going to do the other one in 50
Blazing
years.
Saddles, Blazing Samurai, and Blazing
Cobbler
shoes.
Blazing
haberdashery.
He's really quick at making shoes. So that's my number 3.
And what's your percentage that it comes out?
15% because there is not a trailer.
Oh yeah,
It is
Bad sign.
2021, but there's no trailer.
Bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. What you got, Joel?
I have seen the trailer for this one, and that's why I put it on here. Number 3 for me is House of Gucci.
Oh, Ridley
yeah.
Scott's directing this one.
Yes, so Ridley Scott, who directed Alien and Blade Runner and Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, like
One
a
of
lot of
the
good
most
movies.
inconsistent
Yeah,
filmography.
it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
And
Mostly
I
miss.
just feel like, okay, so the synopsis for this one, spanning 3 decades of love, betrayal, decadence, revenge, and ultimately murder, we see what a name means, what it's worth, and how far a family will go for control. Now, I've never been seduced by the Gucci name. Like, it's never been a thing where I'm like, Prada bag, Gucci shoes, Louis V, Jimmy Choo. That's a song.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah. It's
this
Spencer
one-
for Hire joke.
This one, this one stars Lady Gaga and Adam Driver, Jared Leto,
In a
Jeremy
fat
Irons,
suit.
Selma Hayek, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I
Good
watched
cast.
this movie. No, it's a cast that you know the names and respect them to a point.
They capture the 80s really well.
But holy cow, this is a pat yourself on the back trailer where everyone's like, I'm acting so hard right now. Look at my emotional acting. This one will get multiple acting nominations at the Oscars because it is a biopic. Mm-hmm. It is all about betrayal. Lady Gaga is already commercial darling. Although the truth is, I feel like she was all right in A Star is Born. But I don't think
overrated.
she's not going to be taken seriously as an actor until she doesn't use the name Lady Gaga as her name.
What is her name? Zendaya?
Stephanie
Stephanie
Germanotta.
Okay.
Stephanie Germanotta.
And I just think it's okay. It's okay, Stephanie. Dwayne Johnson, he started out as The Rock. Then he went to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
And now he's just Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
You
does
can-
anybody respect him as an actor? No.
But we like his movies a little more
Chris
now.
Bridges? Ludacris? What does he go by?
Luda. This one, it really is like, I don't care about the Gucci family. I watched this and it seemed like a lot of those TV shows that are out right now, like, Inheritance, what's it called?
Succession.
Succession, like
Which
that
is really
kind of
good, by
thing.
the way.
An Empire, it's like that type of
Does
thing.
anyone really want to celebrate rich people at this point?
But this is kind of lampooning them almost.
Okay.
But I do feel like this is definitely a movie that it could be good, but it just feels like a Martin Scorsese movie without Martin Scorsese directing.
Sure. I get that.
So this is supposed to come out November 26th. I think it's probably a sure bet. I'm going to give this an 89%.
Wow. Okay. Award season movie right there.
Yeah.
Or better or worse. Joel, what about your number 2?
Shouldn't be a surprise. My number 2 is Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
When is this movie coming out? Because I heard it was just delayed.
October 15th is what I have
Are you
here.
sure?
Last I heard, but I didn't check the thing 5 minutes ago.
Because it did just get a rating.
It did get a what?
It got its rating,
On
PG-13.
Rotten Tomatoes?
PG-13.
I have a feeling this one is coming out
It still says October 15th.
at the same time as Little Mermaid.
Never.
So this is directed by Andy Serkis,
Yeah.
of Gollum fame.
Oh, 13 going on 30 fame. Thank you very much.
He didn't direct that.
No, he's in it though.
Mowgli was his last directorial effort, I believe.
Yes, Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle, and now he's doing Venom,
Tell
Let
me
There Be
about
Carnage.
Mowgli's Colin.
So he likes his colon movies.
Stop. It stars Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams and Naomi Harris and Reed Scott. Yeah, Woody Harrelson's in it.
This one is red.
Plot summary. Tom Hardy returns to the big screen as the Lethal Protector Venom. Lethal Protector Venom?
That's a pretty cool nickname.
Any kid who grew up with Spider-Man knows that he's not a lethal protector.
No.
He's a bad guy. Sorry. I should do this. As the Lethal Protector Venom, one of Marvel's greatest and most complex characters. That's what the plot summary in IMDb says. One of Marvel's greatest and most complex characters. No, he's not, because you turned him into this anti-hero comedy action idiot.
Joel, I hate to break it to you. You know anyone can put anything on IMDb, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But this one's still there. That's the problem.
That's true.
No one has corrected this one yet. I didn't like the first Venom. I thought it was very, very poorly done. I do not think it needs a sequel. And while there may be some parts that I like of this, I have very low expectations of this.
Woody Harrelson? Really reliable?
No, at the end of the last movie when he's like,
he looked like Carrot Top.
Carnage.
But in this one, Cletus Cassidy, the character, is meant to be pretty crazy and sadistic. Like fun to watch. He chews the scenery.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah. Cool. Why is it a PG-13 movie?
Yeah.
Because the first one was.
Let there be carnage off screen.
Hey, the Spider-Man that I grew up with was G-rated practically, and it was still a good version of Venom.
Done by one of the Brady,
cartoon?
the Brady kids from the newer movie.
I just think this is a terrible idea. Don't do this. Don't do it, Disney Marvel. Make Venom a bad guy like he's meant to be.
This is Sony Marvel.
Do
Sony Marvel,
you
that's right.
feel like they
Yeah.
keep delaying it? Well, to make money, because the other one made almost $800 million. Ooh. But do you think they want to tie it more into this new Spider-Verse world?
Probably so. Now that they can, now that they have the more leverage to do so, I think there will be some more, at least
Easter
a
eggs.
Peter Parker reference or something
Right.
like that.
I think so,
Brock will
too.
get an email from him or something. So there you go. My number 2, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, :
Kent, how about yours?
Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
That's one of your most anticipated or most wanted to flop.
Yeah.
Oh, Joel, what was your percentage on Carnage?
Did you even know it was going to come out? Carnage, I'm going to give a 45%.
Okay.
Resident Evil is meant to come out November 24th. And so the synopsis is, set in 1998, this Resident Evil origin story explains the secrets of the Spencer Mansion
Oh, Diana?
and Raccoon City. So I'm writing love letters to Resident Evil right now.
The game or the movie?
Are you playing?
The game.
Are you
I'm a
playing-
purist, sir.
I'm just saying, you're talking movies
Okay,
here.
Mila Jovovich, great.
Yes.
But those movies were a mockery of the games I held
First
dear.
one I like.
You do?
I like it.
You just like that trap where it cuts people with the lasers. Because Michelle
cool.
Rodriguez is in that movie, and I know you don't like her.
I know, and that's the reason. That's weird that I like it.
So, and that's the thing. That movie, which came out, nearly 20 years ago,
Yeah.
was nothing like I'd experienced in the games, and I love the games. Granted, there's some games in the middle which aren't good, but it's made a resurgence recently with remakes. Oh, yeah. I love Claire. And so with this one, they're trying to duplicate exactly what the games were, which 20 years ago, I would have been so happy. But now they're doing it, and I think the budget's like $13. Mm-hmm. They've released a few images of the characters, and they're using all the ones I love. Chris Redfield, by the way, this means nothing to anyone who hasn't played the games, but Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, and Leon Kennedy, and Jill Valentine. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I cannot wait. And they had some of these characters in the Mila Jovovich series.
They did.
But they seemed like nothing from the games. This one, they are kind of doing a bad cosplay version of those people. Mm-hmm. And the cast is K.S. Scodelario.
I like her.
I like her too. She plays Claire.
She's what's that? Maze Runner.
Maze Runner.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Robbie Amell, who's the younger brother to Stephen Amell.
wow.
We can't
And,
talk about him.
Neil McDonough. We can't talk about Robbie or Stephen.
Stephen.
So it's Robbie, not Steven. We're not talking about Steven. So the cast is bad. It is being directed by a guy named Johannes Roberts, and he did both 47 Meters Down movies.
What do you have against Swedes?
Nothing. They're great.
Half of his place is IKEA. He's fine.
And it's so true. Not very well put together IKEA, but IKEA nonetheless.
Much like this movie.
And The Strangers Pray at Night, which is The Strangers 2, which is the lesser Strangers. So he's made some really mediocre movies. I like that they're going back to 1998, making it a period zombie piece, but I don't feel like they're
Ouch,
going
did you just
to
call the
do it.
90s a period piece?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Ouch.
I don't feel like they're going to put any respect on the Resident Evil name. I feel like this will be another forgettable entry in a franchise that I love.
What's your percentage?
A video game franchise that you love.
Yes.
Please clarify that again, because
Video games.
for a while there, I was watching like one of these movies every Halloween, and they
On
just,
purpose.
Yeah, just to see if
And
the
they get worse with
see
every
if the
one.
next one got better, and it never
It
did.
never did.
And what's your percentage that it comes out?
So it's meant to come out November 24th.
Yeah.
34%. 1%.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah, I bet
Getting
it's
kicked?
delayed until February.
Yeah,
Because it's weird. Hey,
just for Valentine's Day.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It is they're doing that a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
mediocre horror movies are fine in February.
Yeah, I was going to say my anniversary's in February, and I hate it because if we want to go see a movie, there's nothing good out.
No, never.
Although I will say this does make me very excited. So the director, Johannes Roberts, he told Screen Rant that the reboot would be, in quotes, super, super scary and more faithful to the games.
Wait,
I
super
believe it.
super scary?
Two
There are
supers.
two supers?
And 93 out of 98 people found that interesting.
Very nice. All right, what's your number one, Kent?
Well, let's start with honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah. You have them?
Flops?
Yes.
I don't have any honorable mentions for flops.
Okay.
Me
What do you
neither. I'm surprised Joel doesn't because he's a movie bully. Okay. My number one movie I want to flop. The original came out 5 years ago.
got? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Why would anyone care about the sequel? It's Sing 2.
Oh,
Sing 2!
Come
Don't
on.
say that all excited. This one comes out just in time for Christmas. It's December 22nd.
This is a lot of hatred to save it for your number one most want to flop when it's kind of a
hate-
harmless animated movie.
No. Sing is not harmless.
Why not?
Sing is the epitome of using pop songs to tell a story. But all it's doing is just showing the 3.5 minute song animated.
But it's got your boy in it.
Taron Egerton, what
Yeah.
a freaking waste.
It gave us
He's a
Rocket
good
Man.
singer. Yeah, because of that, we got Rocket Man. Still haven't seen that.
It's
Oh,
good.
you should see it.
It's good.
One day.
But it's dumb. I hate Sing so much. And this one looks even worse. If you've
You
seen
should stop watching it then. Every week.
So I think I'm more triggered at Sing because when I took my daughters to this movie 5 years ago, I was like, so what'd you think? Kind of like being glib. And they're like, that's my favorite movie I've ever seen. And I said, you kids are dumb. Okay. You say that about every new movie you see.
I'm a movie bully. You're a kid bully.
You beat your kids.
In theory.
Here's what if I told you that it's Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon? What if I told you it's his favorite movie? Would you be okay with
Sing?
it then? Yeah.
Stop it.
He loves it.
No, he does
Tells
not.
me all the time.
What is going on?
You're so biased with your animated movies. It's crazy.
Yeah, but this is Illumination. I've never liked an Illumination.
Illumination.
So what the synopsis is, Buster Moon and his friends must persuade reclusive rock star Clay Calloway to join them for the opening of a new show. So the trailer shows like an America's Got Talent sort of thing, and it's the same old cast trying to make it big, but they can't make it big unless they get this reclusive old lion voiced by Bono.
Like the Bono.
No. Is there hold on, Zach. Is there a Bono?
Bono Smith?
Is there multiple Bono?
Bonai?
Bono Johnson? Jeremy Bono? Yeah, there's multiple.
You know Bono Johnson?
Wait, those sports people? Or are you just making up names?
Could be either.
But who's asking for this movie? There are some positives. Seth MacFarlane won't be back for his role because of his busy schedule. That's too bad. And also in the trailer, they show System of a Down's Chop Suey again, which they did for Secret Life of Pets. Who cares? And the trailer does show the entire movie, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
So I hate seeing. Like, it infuriates me. Blood boiling.
I get it. Ken.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
My kids are not allowed to see this.
What percentage do you say that it comes out?
But it did
Well, it's the
introduce my
Christmas season.
Introduced my kids to a lot of fun songs, though, that I can now show them.
You should have done that. You
But
felt
no,
as a parent.
They listen to the song and they're like, "Oh, can we hear that?"
You're
I'm
a
like,
Joel bully.
I'm like, "Here's the real version."
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But still, no. So this is a Christmas release. Hopefully things are kind of okay by Christmas. I'm going to give this one a 50-50.
Okay. Good.
Because it could make money if it is released that week.
Or they could push it to the summer.
Yeah, they could.
Maybe. Okay. And Joel, what is your number one?
My number one is The Matrix Resurrections.
Oh,
You came out swinging,
This is being released on December 24th because on Christmas Eve everyone wants to go see a Matrix movie. I think it's truth be told, I think it's wrong for them to make a sequel to The Matrix. And why call it Resurrections? The last thing we saw was Neo flying in the sky. It was so hopeful.
But didn't you always want to see what happened after that
I
movie?
see what you did there.
Yeah,
That leads into like a really cool idea where they could literally go anywhere.
yeah. And
Except for,
I love that first
like
Matrix.
a lot of bad CG or a war in Zion. Like, nobody wants to see that.
This is also directed by half the Wachowskis.
Sure. Yeah.
So, because one of them wouldn't even do it, which doesn't really speak well about the movie. And it stars Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Jada Pinkett Smith. Synopsis.
So they're back.
The plot is currently unknown, is what it says in the synopsis.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if the plot is unknown,
no trailer.
no trailer.
That trailer
half
was shown at
Wachowski.
CinemaCon recently.
no post.
And
Chow.
will be released in the next week, most likely.
This is not going to be released this year. This is being pushed. I'm giving this a 10% of being released this year.
Just hedging that bet.
December 24th, they push it 1 week and we're out.
You say you want this movie to bomb, but aren't you interested to see what they can do?
No.
The last one was in 2003.
I've lost all faith in Wachowskis, honestly. Matrix 1. Wow. Speed Racer. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Everything else, crap.
Cloud Atlas.
What
a weird movie.
No.
People love it, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Smart people?
No. I talked to him. No.
Actually, I should say there's people who think they're smart that like that movie. Oh, yes, I loved it. Save it for our Wachowski show?
No.
Not happening.
No. And like I said, released on Christmas Eve.
Jupiter Ascending.
No, I still haven't seen it.
Oh, you should.
Is that the one with Eddie Redmayne
and Channing Tatum?
Oh, with the pointy
This
ears.
one, Matrix Resurrections, if there were a story to be told after the first Matrix, I would assume it concluded with a third one. If you catch my drift here, because just it was done. The story was done. They'd gotten high and mighty. They'd gotten all pretentious, and it just wasn't fun anymore. And now they're like, one more. So,
What if it's a soft reboot? And they're
No,
like,
thank you.
Sorry, we messed it up. Here's your
why
proper
reboot
sequel."
it after one good movie?
Movie bully.
Movie bully,
Yeah.
Movie fact teller.
Hey, I want you guys to brighten up a little bit.
Hey,
Because let's talk about what you actually want to see. This is going to be the
Yeah.
top 5 from both of you with some honorable mentions if you have them.
yes.
Let's go with Joel. What is your top 5?
Cheer us up, Joel.
I was going to say my number 5 top one to see, which I'm kind of offended by, was Sing 2. What? Just kidding.
Joel jokes.
No, but it is a musical. I actually put Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So
Isn't it like everyone's like 55 in that movie?
Yeah. Well, they got Ben Platt, the original actor from the
Right.
Broadway play, to be in this, and he's like 27, trying to play a high school kid. But hey, if you grew up in the 80s, that
Or you're
was
on
all
the CW.
movies. Yes. So this one, directed by Steven Chbosky, who is not from How I Met Your Mother.
I love this director and writer. He did Perks of Being a Wallflower.
and Wonder.
I love Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Really?
Love.
Have not seen it.
Oh, you should. It's grim, but it's good.
Yeah. But this one, the plot summary, film adaptation of the Tony and Grammy award-winning musical about Evan Hansen, a high school senior with social anxiety disorder, and his journey of self-discovery and acceptance following the suicide of a fellow classmate. This is one that all my musical friends have been, they love Dear Evan Hansen. A lot of them love the music. I've listened to music. I know the story. I read through it. I've never actually seen the play. But there's something about this trailer that kind of made me go, I want to see that. Like, I want to see the movie version of this. I do want to see the play version probably more, but I want this one to, do well, and I want to see it.
It has Greatest Showman vibes for me.
I have no problem with the Greatest
Not as
Showman.
far as
I
theme,
have
but as far
few
as
problems with Greatest Showman.
the choral background.
do you understand the same people wrote it?
Yeah. That makes sense.
I love the music. I love the music for Greatest Showman. You guys want to bully me about that?
I kind of do.
Greatest Showman is trash. What's your percentage that you want this to come? That you think this will come
It's
out?
your IQ. It's 1.
Very good.
No,
He's your musical friend. You just said musical
he
friend.
just called Greatest Showman music trash.
Because I know what good musicals are, and that's not.
It's
one
the
of them.
Raising Canes of musicals.
It is. No, I'm not saying it's like fantastically complex. I'm saying it is the popcorn musical music that I love to hear.
Utahns
sometimes.
love it.
I would like it better. I would like it better without Hugh Jackman.
He is not the strongest
he's
singer.
miscast.
Yeah. I think he's not the strongest singer in that, especially when he gets really high. Those.
But speaking to the movie you just mentioned, yes, I get it. Ben Platt is too old, but he also originated this role, and he's brilliant.
And he still looks awkward.
Yes, it should be a legitimate 17-year-old kid, though. That's bad.
I'm giving this actually a probably 60%. It's going to be released.
I could see that.
Above average, it's going to come out, but who knows what can happen? It could get pushed back.
Hot take. I am big on musicals, but I would put this in a bottom 5.
Really?
I kind of want it to bomb.
Have you seen the play?
No.
Oh.
I hope to. I really want to.
Everyone cries.
I own the album, but I just don't. I don't want to see this movie.
I think, well, since it has Julianne Moore and Amy Adams in it, I think Kent's going to really want this one to succeed.
One redhead I love, one redhead I hate.
Are they different?
Excuse
In
me,
this movie,
sir.
they look the same.
Hey, one was in The Fugitive, one was not.
Yeah. I'm just worried that the singing is going to be really bad.
Julianne Moore's in The Fugitive.
She is?
Yeah, she's the nurse who takes away Dr. Richard Kimball's badge in the hospital.
So she's in the movie for 37 seconds.
And it made an impression.
So The Fugitive,
as opposed to the entirety of Lois Lane of Amy Adams.
which I
Please
love.
no.
The Fugitive versus Drop Dead Gorgeous. I mean, come on.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
There we go.
Kent,
What
your
do you
number
got?
5, most anticipated.
Malignant.
Oh, that's the
Not
the horror
benign,
movie.
malignant.
Benign. Can you imagine they made a movie called Benign?
It's the scariest, non-threatening horror movie ever. So this is a James Wan feature.
Yes.
James Wan, who did
Aquaman.
No.
Yes, he did.
Fast 6.
He did. Yes, he did. Fast 6.
But Saw, Conjuring, Insidious. He is a director who comes up with these great concepts and then walks away, like kind of like J.J. Abrams, but he actually is very good at constructing them, and then bad directors take over.
Yeah.
So Madison is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. Pretty
Remember how
standard.
last summer you decided to pick all the horror movies and then they were all not good?
Yes, but this is James Wan. Like I
James
said
Wan has
that,
made bad movies.
for example.
I can't name one.
No, that's not allowed. You're loving yourself for that joke, though.
I kind of am.
No, he brings something to the table, even if the movie is kind of a studio
He's
movie.
Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too. What?
And so in the most recent trailer, which is the one that won me over, the first trailer I saw, I was like, fine. But I am in need of a great horror film. And I'm not saying this will be the next Conjuring, but the trailer did look really creepy. It does use a little bit too much CG for the environments, but I do like the visuals that it presents. And honestly, it's a high concept movie, and I don't really want to spoil anything.
I'm just
but
amazed that you called Aquaman a good movie.
I think it's fine.
But you love it now because James Wan did it. And you said,
Well, no,
you said,
it's-
I think
it's
your
a
direct quote
studio
was,
movie.
all James Wan movies are gold
Look.
and belong to the Criterion Collection, and I own all
I
of
would
them.
be so fine if Aquaman was in the Criterion Collection,
Including Dead Silence.
starring
Remember that
Kevin
one?
James. I like Dead Silence.
I still haven't seen Dead Silence.
It's not super great, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, Malignant. This is my horror pick for the end of the year because
Your
look,
only horror pick? I don't think so.
no, it's
I can
not.
guarantee there's another one on there.
Oh, okay, take it easy. But this is straightforward horror, and I need something like that this fall.
Is it going to come out this fall?
Yes, it will. September 10th. So this one is coming out on HBO Max, which is a guarantee, 100%.
100%.
100% this is coming out.
You don't want to hedge your bets a little bit?
No, HBO Max will release them no matter what.
Okay.
This is literally the Friday after the show airs.
Bold. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your number 4, Kent?
Nightmare Alley. Not a scary movie, by the way. So this isn't my other horror
Why
pick.
do I know that name?
Directed by Guillermo del Toro. No trailer for this movie has been released. This is a remake of an adaptation of a book. The original came out in 1947. So it's a black and white mystery noir film.
It's a horror.
No, it's not actually.
The name is called Nightmare Alley. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's horror.
But no, he said there's literally nothing supernatural in this movie. So
you got supernatural and not be scared. Or
there's murder. There's murder in the movie, but it's more of a crime piece. So the synopsis is an ambitious Carney, for real, played by Bradley Cooper, by the way, with a talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words, hooks up with a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. So those two leads are Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett. We also have Willem Dafoe,
Nice.
Rooney Mara, Toni Collette, Richard Jenkins, and every character actor
You
ever.
had me and Toni Collette.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. I mean, of course he's
he's in it,
Guillermo
yeah.
movie. So I don't know much about this movie other than the fact that the 1947 one is a cult favorite. And even though Del Toro, he swings for the fences, and for me, even when it's a foul ball, the visuals are stunning. And to see it's like this criminal underbelly of the show business world, I think will be pretty fascinating. It's meant to come out December 3rd. Either this is an awards movie or it's delayed maybe by a year
Oh, that far.
because there's no trailer whatsoever. The movie's completed,
Award movies will just out of nowhere come out
yeah.
and I hope so.
because their goal is not making money.
They don't care about the box office.
And I love auteurs. Del Toro is an auteur, even if people don't love his movies, but
They have a
Yeah,
style.
They have a style.
over time, Shape of Water is not holding up.
No, and I would say that was his. It's weird that movie with the weirdest themes was the Oscar winner.
Yeah.
When he's
The
made
weirdest themes. He has
Kiss,
some pretty weird
Kiss,
themes.
Glub,
But he has some weird themes happening. in
sure.
movies.
But even Crimson Peak was pretty straightforward.
In the
it's
end,
a love ghost story.
Yeah.
I mean that's just it.
beautiful, a beautiful, but
So
not good.
beautiful. But yes, I think for the cast and for Del Toro, this is one I'm very interested to see.
Okay.
Percentage?
That's my number 4. Percentage is, I'm going to say
Low on this one.
42%.
Joel, what about your number 4?
My number 4 is actually a sequel. It is The Princess Switch 3.
Oh no, here we
You
go.
guys, Vanessa Hudgens is back for The Princess Switch 3. I think they're going to switch princesses again. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the movies, but it sounds good. It's coming out in November.
She plays Nintendo the whole time.
I'd watch that. No, I actually did pick No Time to Die.
Oh, cool.
The latest James Bond movie.
You think it's going to come out this year?
Well,
That's
okay.
cute, Joel.
I do. I have hope. I have hope this will come out on October 8th as it's supposed to, because it was supposed to come out over a year ago. Now, keep in mind, this is a weird pick because I'm not really picking it because I'm really, really, really excited to see this movie. I'm picking it so we can finally do that James Bond episode we've been planning for over a year now.
April 2020.
We were trying to do it way back then, and I just want this movie to be done so we can move on, as it were. By the way, Daniel Craig, 5th time as James Bond. You also get Christoph Waltz is going to be back in this. Ben Winshaw. What's her name? Anna de Armas is going to be in this as well. And Rami Malek is going to be in this as well. And he's going to be a bad guy. So he's gonna be scary.
Surprising. Rami Malek playing a bad guy.
This is a movie that I feel like
Is it the buildup? I think the buildup is getting to you.
it's not going to be great James Bond.
You were okay with Spectre. And this is
yeah.
kind of a direct follow-up to Spectre.
Yeah, but I feel
did
like
not like Spectre.
I feel like Spectre could have been the end of it, and then they kind of tagged this one on the end. Oh, by the way, I should read the synopsis. James Bond has left active service. His peace is short-lived when Felix Leiter, an old friend from the CIA, turns up asking for help, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious villain armed with dangerous new technology.
That made me nostalgic for a better Bond movie.
And it did sound like a generic
Well,
Bond movie.
it was all supposed to be a soft reboot of a better Bond movie.
Dr. No.
No, it was supposed to.
You're not
Dr.
supposed
No?
to say
No.
No, the last movie was sort of a remake of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the only one starring George Lazenby. And there is that
You say
logic.
Lazenby?
Yeah. Lazenby.
I said Lozenbull.
and if
I say Bono.
if it carries that logical conclusion, I thought that's the direction it was going to head. But from that
Now-
synopsis, it doesn't sound like
No.
it is.
And
which is dumb.
this is...
This is retired Bond.
Craig said,
Again?
Craig has said this is his final Bond film, which
Please
it should have been a
bless.
while back ago.
Yeah.
And the screenplay is by Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, who've done
Almost all of
like
them.
7 James Bond movies, I think is what I read.
Pretty much everything Pierce Brosnan on.
But they did The World Is Not Enough. And so I'm like, there's good and bad in between there.
Right.
That's a good one.
But also a screenwriter.
Wait for the Bond show.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
But also one of the screenwriters that's been brought on is Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yes.
She's jazzed up.
She came in
hundreds of
there,
scripts, I
but
bet.
she came in there to punch up the script, and I'm just like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, a Bond movie?
She's the new Carrie Fisher. Guarantee she does it all the time.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
But just a little maybe ghosting.
What's your percentage?
For this one to come out,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 700.
700%.
No, 70.0.
007?
70.0.
70%.
700.
I think there's a 007 chance this comes out.
It's gotta.
7%.
It's gotta.
I
But-
think April 2022.
You think
2
so?
years after the
full 2
original
year.
release.
Woof.
I really hope it comes out.
The
this
bummer
year, though.
part is
I really do.
they could have finished this franchise for Craig last year and they would have been working on finding a new Bond. This has
Yes.
delayed everything.
Yes.
I think they probably have been working in the background to find said.
I hope
Bond.
so.
Think so?
Yeah. All right. What do you got, Joel, for number 3?
My number 3 is one that will warm my heart. It is A Castle for Christmas. It's November on Netflix. It's going to be, there's a castle, and I think it's Christmas.
do tell.
I actually think this will be really good.
You didn't look it up more than that?
No, why? Because my real pick is one that Kent's going to applaud and probably is his number 1. I picked Last Night in Soho.
Yay!
Ken mentioned this one before. This is directed by Edgar Wright, who did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, like a bunch of that, Baby Driver.
Yeah.
A bunch of them that I've enjoyed.
Scott Pilgrim versus
Scott
the
Pilgrim.
World.
That's what I was trying to think of. And it stars Thomas and McKenzie, Anna Taylor-Joy. There you go. That's
Yeah,
for you.
boy.
Matt Smith, the doctor. Diana Rigg.
Yeah, boy.
Dame Diana Rigg. Put
Yes.
some respect on that name.
Yeah.
Which, didn't she pass away recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
How long ago was this movie made?
It was made 2 years ago.
Wow. And Terrence Stamp, Kneel Before Zod. A plot summary. An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s where she encounters a dazzling wannabe singer. But the glamour is not all it appears to be, and the dreams of the past start to crack and splinter into something darker. And the trailer was what sold me on this one. Because when you first mentioned this one, Kent, all you had was, Last Night in Soho is directed by Edgar Wright. I don't know what the plot is, but I love it.
It's like I'd already seen it.
And so, but I was like, yeah,
A-minus.
whatever.
Spoilers. It's amazing.
But then I saw the trailer and I went, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But are you still mystified by the trailer?
Yes,
Right.
But the plot synopsis kind of or plot summary here gives a little bit of detail that I kind of got from it. And I'm like, okay, I understand.
But how is it meant to be scary, right?
Because
I know there's some scary imagery in the trailer, but it doesn't really explain where the horror comes
Seems
from.
psychologically scary.
Yes.
I think that my theory, I don't know, so I'm not giving spoilers here.
I want you to be dead right.
Time
That would be
travel
great.
has consequences, and there are creatures that clean up after time travelers.
Langoliers, you mean?
Kind of like Langoliers. That's exactly what I was going to... I didn't want to say it.
Balky's going to be in this movie.
Maybe tearing up paper. That's an old reference, Zach. From
Adventure for Hire, Langoliers.
I have no idea
Richard
what's happening.
Bachman, it's fine.
No, but I feel like there's these creatures that don't like people time traveling, or like in Ghost, the movie Ghost, when they have those dark shadows that attack people when they mess with things. Anyway,
so what you're saying is this is if Midnight in Paris and Langoliers had a baby.
Yes.
Okay, I love it.
Okay.
Oh, Midnight in Paris.
That was the elevator pitch. Oh, that
It's charming.
That's my number 3. It comes out October 29th. I'm giving this one above average. I'm going to say 66%.
Nice.
I would give it higher just because it's been delayed so much now, and it's not going to make any money.
No.
It's going to be for these film purists who just want to see another right movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about your number 3, Kent?
The Matrix Resurrection.
Oh, come on.
I choose The Matrix Resurrections.
Why?
Can it get any worse?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Half a Wachowski.
Actually, I would take half of Wachowski over what we saw with this fan fiction movie that I saw called The Matrix
Regurgitated.
Regurgitated. The Matrix
Revolutions.
The Revolutions.
No, Revolutions is the third one. It's Reloaded Revolutions.
No, I like Reloaded, and I was like, this is going to go amazing places. And then I saw Regurgitated, and I got so angry that they ruined my boy
The
Neo.
Animatrix.
Oh, I like the Animatrix.
Wait, what's
cool.
the one you said then? That's not the-
I meant Matrix Revolutions.
Oh,
I
animated.
think that movie, even though it ends in a way that makes sense, even though there's imagery with the street rain fight with all the Smiths,
Yes,
looks cool,
vis-a-vis.
makes no sense.
Yes, architect. Yes, yes.
Oh, the architect. Ugh. But I was so angry when I saw that finish because the first movie is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
It's great,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic.
And then to end it in a way where they could have creatively gone anywhere, I went, okay, I'm let down, to the point where there's really only one movie that exists.
Yes.
And now we're 18 years later. Keanu Reeves is past his prime, I'll say, but still killing it, literally, in John Wick. But I don't think it's right to put him in this movie, but my anticipation and curiosity for where the story could go is sky high.
Bill and Ted
I've
Resurrections.
seen Sky High.
Yeah. No, and I don't want to see another Bill and Ted movie at all.
That's what this will be.
So downside, no Lawrence Fishburne.
That we know of.
Big
Instead-
downside. No Morpheus.
Instead, they do have a most likely young Morpheus played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. We also have Jessica Henwick and Jonathan Groff probably playing an agent.
You'll be
Johnny
back
Groff.
Johnny Groff.
In
Nice.
the Matrix.
I like him.
Basically. Do you guys want me to tell you what I believe the plot will be?
No.
No, because you know things.
I believe this is a meta take.
I like how we both say no, and he's
No,
like,
no,
yes.
I'm not going to go into
say
details.
this.
But I believe the Matrix is more of an idea, maybe even a franchise before, and this is a meta take as to where Thomas Anderson is now, and where he's having dreams or something.
Thomas
like that.
Anderson?
Yeah, Neo.
Neo.
I know, but
His
you're
name
going to
is
call him Thomas Anderson.
It's a character
Anderson.
name.
I know,
it's
but
Thomas
who
Anderson.
calls him Thomas Anderson?
Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson,
That's Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson or Neo?
Thomas
You call him
Anderson.
Neo, Mr. Anderson?
Dame
Anderson.
Neo.
Yes, that's
Yes.
perfectly fine.
But I'm so curious as to this one. This one, like you said, is right at the end of the year. Probably
what
won't
if
come
they
out.
figured out that the Zion was in another Matrix? Matrix within a Matrix.
Actually, well, that was the point all along. That's where it could have gone
Yeah.
and been somewhere better. But please,
The fact that he had
just-
powers in the real world.
Just
was a little-
end this. This will be like kind of like my Dexter, which is airing next year as well, where they ended it so poorly and like, hey, we're going to give you one more season so you're not mad at us. This is what this movie is for
Worked
me.
super great with Star Wars. Let's see where it goes.
It's not just a 3-movie cash grab, though. It's a 1-movie cash
It
grab.
just feels like they served you a very poor plate of food, like a badly made pizza. And they're like, oh, sorry, here, let's throw some salt on it. That will help. No, it won't.
Extra pepperoni.
They're going to try to make it better. They're going to make it worse.
Worse.
One Matrix movie. That's all I need.
Look, it's not going to be great. I'm not saying my number 3 is going to be a great movie.
You
but
said, and I quote, then my number 3 movie will be my favorite movie of all time. That's what it says right here.
Yeah, you're writing down my quotes now.
I write.
Joel's a quote bully.
I stenography the whole show. Stenography?
Stenograph?
Stenograph?
Yes.
Type fast. All right. And what's your percentage that it comes out?
I'm going to give it a 33.
Wow, that's high.
No
I mean, it's
trailer
still
yet.
low, but
Yeah.
it's high. Okay. And Kent, what is your number 2?
Last Night in Soho.
Yeah.
So
Number 2?
Yeah, number 2. We covered this one.
Wait a minute. What?
Comes out October 29th. This is one I've been waiting to see forever. Here's my worry. And granted, I think I'll love this one.
Yeah, you seem skittish.
But Edgar Wright is such a fan of 70s cult horror movies. Movies that like people don't really gravitate towards, that you have to be kind of weird to like, honestly. And, growing up in England, this is kind of what he had. And a lot of these,
I didn't know you grew up in England.
really stuffy, slow burn movies. And I feel like that's what this movie will be. And it will be like purposely cryptic basically the entire time. So I think he's going to lose audiences with the artistic vision of the movie. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think it's going to be very scary. I think the performances are going to be amazing, but I don't think it's going to be something that I can just rewatch again and again.
When
I
you're
can't
alone,
wait to see it.
And life is making you lonely, and you can always go downtown.
No,
That's the trailer music.
It's creepy. You got to sing it like it's in the trailer, though.
I can't sing that well.
But
you could sing like
I just think it
Joy.
won't be a very accessible Edgar Wright movie. It feels more like a passion project because it is.
Does he do
really
anything
strange.
else?
Oh, other than passion projects?
Yeah, that's what he does. Even Baby Driver was just him making a full-length music video.
Even Ant-Man was him doing his passion project, and then he
And
walked
even
away.
Scott Pilgrim, which was like
Scott
an unknown graphic novel, even though I think it's his most Hollywood movie.
technically.
You say that's like a bad thing.
Or the third, what's the one with
World's End.
the pub? I think maybe that one is. That one or Baby Driver is his most Hollywood.
I like how we're saying which is most Hollywood.
Save
even
for
though-
Edgar Wright show.
Well, we will have one,
happen.
obviously.
Absolutely.
But I can't wait to see it because I've been waiting so long. I'm just a little worried. It's not going to be very scary, and I think he could do better. But I don't know.
Okay. And what do you got for your percentage?
93%.
Okay.
It's pretty high.
Joel, how about your number 2? I really hate asking you guys about your number 2.
Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. You guys don't understand my curiosity
Hold on.
and my anticipation.
Yeah, I get that.
For the seventh, eighth one in the series.
You just want a new Resident Evil movie to watch every Halloween.
I just like raccoons.
Wait, Raccoon City. It's not like a raccoon is the mayor.
It's like Pompoko, right?
Oh, you hated Pompoko.
But a whole city of them.
Zombie Pompokos?
Zombie Pompokos. My number 2 pick is actually Spider-Man: Home for the Holidays.
It's a better title.
Thank you.
You've always been right, Joel.
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Hold on. Number 2?
This is my number 2.
What?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, I'm saying the same
what
thing about
have you
your
done with
pick.
Joel?
What is Last Night in Soho doing at your number 2?
Wow.
So this is directed by John Watts, who did Far From Home, who did Homecoming, and it stars
And Cop Car.
Kent. What I'm saying is there's consistency. Like
Yeah, having the same director is a good
having
thing.
the same director for all 3 movies is something that
And
not
still
many
stuff
Spider-Man
from
movies
like
have.
other
to
high
do.
school movies. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it stars Tom Holland again, Zendaya, your favorite.
Smith.
And then Benedict Cumberbatch, Marissa Tomei.
I
Benedict
love that
Wong.
you always call him Cumberpatch.
I know, I do too. Synopsis. For the first time in the cinematic history of Spider-Man, our friendly neighborhood hero is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life from the high stakes of being a superhero. When he asks help from Doctor Strange, the stakes become even more dangerous, forcing him to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man.
Based on the trailer and synopsis, do you think this has potential to be your favorite Tom Holland Spider-Man movie?
No.
Is Homecoming that high?
Homecoming is that high.
Okay.
And I
For
like
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a great
I
part of
understand.
that.
He's good.
He is good.
I liked Far From Home, or excuse me, Homecoming, because it was this. Okay, we already know the backstory. We're just dropping Spider-Man in the middle of the action and moving forward.
He has no uncle.
Cool,
Right.
And that was fine. And I enjoyed the way the story went. I even Far From Home, I enjoyed the story.
Eurotrip Spider-Man was... Yeah.
I liked it. I did enjoy it. And so I feel like this one has potential to be a good movie, one that I will enjoy, but it's not one that I'll pop in first thing and be like, I just want to watch this one today. Because I don't know. It just feels like it is dependent on a lot of other things happening.
Yeah. I'm worried about
Are
the
we
fan service.
leaving the spoilers out?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, man.
We have to.
Yeah.
If you've seen the trailer, you know basically what's going on.
Might
here.
have your boy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Everyone knows what I'm saying when I say your boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. So yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home. It comes out December 17th. I think we're full steam ahead on this. I think.
Are we? Are we?
No, I'm pretty sure. Oh, man.
Because this, Joel, we've talked about this, will probably be the biggest box office earner of the year.
Fast and Furious thing still has it. F9's going to take it.
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
I don't know if December is what December is going to look like, to be honest.
Right.
And Fast 5 has already made almost $1 billion. I mean, it's $300 million away,
Right.
but that's like,
That's a lot
that's
of money.
chump change for the cars they drive.
So obviously they want to make over $1 billion because the last one made like 1.2 billion. Do they just delay this one?
Nope.
Into next summer?
I think they're full steam
love
ahead.
That first week in May slot.
They need to get this phase running. They have dragged their feet for so long. Everything else is getting pushed back. They need to get it on the ground. I think this is, I'm going to say 78%.
Okay.
In honor of when Spider-Man first came out.
In honor of its Rotten Tomato score. Right.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my number 2.
All right. Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions for me. I've got, I actually did put the Halloween Kills. I don't know why. Because
me too, actually.
I put that on there.
Well, you know why? It's the first one is a quality remake.
Yeah. But I like that it's a direct sequel, like a little direct sequel. That was fun, even though it's
And
the same
super
story.
bloody.
I put the Kingsman, even though the Kingsman Secret Service
Also delayed
sequel
2
was
years.
terrible. But the Kingsman is like, oh, that could be a fun, fresh new take on it. And then I put Cyrano, which is an adaptation of Cyrano de Bergerac, one of my favorite plays of all time.
Good.
A dream role I would love to play one day. But I don't know.
Younger cast.
Yeah. Yeah. It seemed like, this doesn't seem like a modern adaptation of everything. It just seems like a straightforward telling of.
Yeah, I saw something
Not
about
like
this.
a Roxanne type thing.
As far as I can tell, which I like Roxanne. I think it's a fun movie. Anyway, those are the couple that I had there. I had Top Gun Maverick on there as an honorable mention, but since it got pushed back to next year, I don't know.
It's going to be on every list we do in some form forever.
Yes.
Kent, what about honorable
Mentions, I have The Many Saints of Newark, which is a prequel to The Sopranos. And Sopranos is a series which I think is not in my top 30 favorite shows of all time, but it's so well done.
You said not
there's
my top
respect
30?
there.
It's not
for
my
sure.
top 30 of like shows of all time, but it's so...
That just seems like a random thing to say. It's not
Well,
my
look.
top. You could have said not my top 10.
It's number 31, obviously.
This isn't in my top
Like-
72 movies. But
The writing of that show, James Gandolfini is so great, and his son plays him younger because James Gandolfini's passed away.
Yes.
Also, The Last Duel, which is another Ridley Scott movie, and this one has Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Adam Driver. Like the cast is really cool. And this is a medieval one. When Ridley Scott does a director's cut of a medieval movie, it's great. But when he is held down by the studio, not good. Halloween Kills, Cry Macho, which is a Clint Eastwood movie.
Eastwood.
Lamb. I'm so curious to see
oh,
Lamb.
that looks weird. That looks real weird.
King Richard, which I think will be Will Smith's nomination for Best Actor. Or
This
Best
is
Supporting
Venus
Actor.
and Serena Williams'
Yeah.
dad
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
And now I know Joel's number one most anticipated movie
Of course you do.
of the year.
By the way, I just looked it up. Cyrano is going to be, I think it's a musical. And Peter Dinklage is starring in it.
Okay. So I'm
As
going
Cyrano.
to go first, Joel, because my movie's been mentioned. Yours has not.
Okay.
Dune is my number one most anticipated movie of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Dune.
So
Dune tell.
Denis Villeneuve over Edgar Wright.
Denis
apparently.
Villeneuve. Dune puns are happening.
Dune Bono Johnson.
Dune puns are happening.
Smith.
Yes. Her name is actually Zendaya Coleman. Coleman is her last
Are you serious?
name. I am 100%
I have
serious.
never even looked into it.
Yeah, I
I
googled it
honestly
today
thought it was
for you.
Smith because of Zach always saying that. I thought you knew.
I love so much that she really does have a boring last name. That makes me so happy.
Zendaya Coleman.
I am filled with
I
happiness.
can't believe you lied to me all this time, Zach.
I love
Wait, you
it.
believed him? You just took him for his word?
Sure, Zendaya Smith. Why not?
I just gave her a last name because she deserved it.
Yeah. So, like you guys have said, we've already talked about this movie. This will be the most anticipated, biggest bomb this decade because we've been waiting for it since last December, and they've kept pushing it back this year, and it is officially, quote unquote, coming out October 22nd. And movies, even as we speak, are being bumped a week back or 3 months back, kind of like what we've talked about with Top Gun. I think this one holds to it or is delayed up until the Christmas movie weekend.
Okay.
Sure.
But I think it comes out this year because people are seeing it. Critics are speaking very highly of it.
I feel bad I put this on my bomb.
You're a movie bully.
I was
which is okay.
giggling and you
no,
were
but I
in the-
get it because
It's my number one.
Dune is kind of a cursed production. It is like an unfilmable
They
movie.
call it unfilmable, and yet they keep
Right.
trying.
Yeah, they keep trying it because, for example, this director, Denis, wrote or co-wrote and directed this movie. So clearly there's so much passion here. Is it the right project for him? I think it's a little too ambitious for this early in his career. Maybe.
But I mean, it takes.
And
the
I
right,
don't love Timothée Chalamet.
to make this movie right. You got to have the right mix. You got to have the right spice.
Ooh. But based on the trailer, which didn't show much, I'm intrigued.
It
And
looks really cool.
And I
As
remember,
opposed to Sting in the original movie, who showed a lot.
I remember almost nothing from that 1980 movie,
Really?
which I feel good about.
I just remember the mayor of Portland's in it.
Yeah,
What's that guy's name?
Portlandia. Yeah,
What's his name?
Agent Dale Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fine.
He doesn't have a real name.
I can't remember his real name.
Kyle.
That's it.
Oh,
I'm glad we could remember that. But I do believe this movie's coming out no matter what. I think it may be
100%?
delayed. into December, but that's it. 100%. I need a cool new sci-fi movie that I'll be excited about. Please be good, Dune.
I think it'll make $100 million tops.
Yeah.
And maybe not even that, like 97 million.
But it could be a cult classic, like Blade
Yeah, totally.
2049.
Blade Runner it was considered a box office failure. It's still very
amazing.
well regarded movie.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, Joel.
Okay, so mine, obviously, this is a nostalgia pick from my childhood featuring some larger-than-life characters.
Nothing wrong with that.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I knew you'd say Clifford.
No, it is one that I have brought up before on Baconsale because it keeps getting pushed back. It's Ghostbusters Afterlife.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So this is directed by Jason Reitman, who is the son of Ivan Reitman, the director of the original Ghostbusters. And it stars Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, Paul Rudd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, Annie Potts, like a lot of these original characters coming back. And the reason why this is my number one instead of Spider-Man, a couple different reasons. These were going back and forth.
Okay.
But it is, I've seen so many positive reactions. They showed it at Comic-Con, was it? They showed...
I think one of the film festivals. I think Toronto.
But they showed it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people tweeting these positive reactions, basically saying, this is the sequel I've always wanted. Because Ghostbusters 2, not great. And then nothing was made after that.
I like it.
But this one, I feel like it's going to hit the right note of nostalgia and just something new. Because you got to hit that balance. It can't be completely relying on the old jokes and the old stories. You got to come up with something new, but you don't want to completely trash the old stuff either.
I think it's going to be a reverent movie to Harold Ramis.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in July of 2020,
Yeah.
and it's been pushed back all the way to November 12th of this year.
Which, if anyone to be reverent to, he's the one.
Yeah,
He's
honestly.
great.
And Jason Reitman, I really like he's done Up in the Air, which I really liked. Thank You for Smoking, I really liked. Juno.
But then spotty track record after that.
But I mean, he has some movies where I'm like, I have faith that this could be a good movie. And it sounds like, from all I hear. Oh, by the way, a plot summary. When a single mom and her 2 kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. And watching the trailer, I did get the nostalgia chills. And I think this could be one that I enjoy.
Look, a lot of people will hate people like for being excited about that movie. Like, oh, fine, you get your whining, you get your way. This is a studio saying, hey, fans will give us money for making what they like. And then they made it.
Well, but
Hallelujah.
And you know me, I don't like unnecessary sequels and reboots. And this one, for some reason, feels okay to me. And maybe it is because of the reverence towards the previous movie. Right. They're not trying to replace it. They're building on it. And I think that's maybe why I like it.
Like Jumanji. Technically
Yes.
did the
Welcome
same
to the
thing.
Actually,
Jumanji did
right?
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I really like Welcome to
They
Jungle.
were like reverent toward the original movie and then went their own direction.
Yeah. Good analogy, Zach.
Right?
I won't bully you for the rest of the
I've
episode.
seen the movie.
Zach,
Yeah.
are there movies you're looking forward to?
For mine's probably Last Night in Soho is my number one. I'm curious about Dune and No Time to Die. It's going to be on my list.
Oh,
for sure.
Zach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did
Omission.
Yeah, we both. You got after us last time, Zach, for not mentioning In the Heights.
Joel, there's a place for
You guys
him.
know for a fact that without a doubt, my number one movie is West Side Story. I
there
literally
we go.
made it.
You completely forgot it until just now.
I literally made it my banner on Facebook, but I don't think it's coming out.
You think it's going to get pushed?
Yep.
awards
by the way,
movie.
Ghostbusters?
I think we're going to see it.
84% in honor of 1984 when the original Ghostbusters came out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I think I just
West
get a
Side
feeling.
Story comes out.
You think? Because it was supposed to come out Christmas of last year.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath. Beyond that, I think you guys have pretty decent lists. Although I'm not going to watch any of Kent's movies as usual.
What do you mean? You saw Green Knight and you loved it, and that's
He'll
the
make you.
weirdest
No,
movie.
he'll make you go to a couple of those screenings when I won't go.
Malignant,
You're not going to see that?
Nightmare Alley, The Matrix.
You're not going to see The Matrix.
Last
Hey,
Night in Soho
whoa,
and
whoa,
Dune,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't just call it the Matrix.
You're not going to see Matrix.
The Matrix Resurrection.
Matrix.
It's not The Matrix. It's A Matrix.
I'm now presenting a Matrix.
Starring Albano.
All right. Let us know.
Zendaya Coleman.
Let us know if you're excited for these movies that we've been talking about, or the ones that we want to flop. Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Twitter, and let us know if you think these movies are actually going to come out this year, because that's an unknown these days. Kind of weird. But before we go, we'd like to give some love to our patrons, including Shannon West, our newest listener patron.
Yeah.
Sean Sandquist, Plot Twist Media, Lady Terrier Finley, Just Plain Old Kyler, Jennifer Kukowski, Glow Clin Daniel, Chris Strout, Braden Winterton, Babs, Allison Gall, Alicia Bass, and Adam and Rachel Crump. And we also have our Bacon Council, which includes The Shadow, Stephen Ross, Ryan and Marley Farron, our favorite couple, the Madsons, Nicole D. Kale, a sad Vegas Golden Knights fan, but still a fan, Matts, Chris Anderson, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, and Reverse Listener. Thank you so much for being patrons. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks, patrons.
But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midville Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you want to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Tumbling Mustard. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale on social media. Go ahead and like that Facebook page and stop by at Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. While you're doing that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale, where you can get yourself some merch and rep the show that we all love. tpublic.com/Baconsale. And then if you want to support the show further, you like what's going on around here, stop by patreon.com/Baconsale, where you can support the show financially. That starts at just $3 a month, where you'll get a bunch of benefits, including a very, very poorly recorded Bacon Bit.
Not our fault.
Short episode that's only 25 minutes long. And a bunch of other fun content. Joel posts a lot of his notes. There's some videos on there. We actually also recently posted a video of us going to dinner. So if that sounds interesting, patreon.com/Baconsale.
Fancy dinner. We wore collars.
What are we, priests?
Yes.
Are we eels now?
That's how you get the free meals.
He has moved to seminary.
So until next time, I give you a 92% chance that this episode is over.
Hello. I sound good.
I ain't faking this. Shut up and let me go.
It's like a dog that is on a little scooter because it's missing a leg.
You're not very good at being a dog, but I still like you.
Scooter dog.
You can't do better than the scooter dog.
Save it for our weather show.
Yeah.
100 minus 60 equals 40.
Very good.
Don't laugh. That's mean.
What if it flopped?
You're a movie bully.
That's insider trading information, you cheater.
Can I not say insider trading?
Well, now all of a sudden my percentage is out the window. I don't know why I came halfway through like a weird British accent there.
For some reason, I cry racism.
Her best role, Kent, is in Zathura when she was frozen for 80% of the movie.
That's mean.
I don't.
You're a movie bully. Drax back is back. Team Kevin James.
How do dogs hold swords? They have paws. Blazing Saddles, Blazing Samurai, and Blazing
Cobbler.
I'm acting so hard right now. Look at my emotional acting. Luda.
Tell me about Mowgli's colon.
So he likes his colon movies.
Stop.
I'm a purist, sir. Sing is not harmless.
I'm a movie bully. You're a kid bully.
You beat your kids.
In theory.
Like the Bono?
No. Is there? Hold on, Zach. Is there a Bono?
Bono Smith?
Is there multiple Bono?
Bonai?
Bono Johnson?
You're a Joel bully.
Last Night in Soho is directed by Edgar Wright. I don't know what the plot is, but I love it.
This is if Midnight in Paris and Langoliers had a baby.
I just gave her a last name because she deserved it. At Tumbling Mustard Coleman. Then you get a bunch of